18 million people voted, Fraser, on this Twitter poll to reinstate Donald Trump, one of Elon Musk's first actions as a free speech advocate. Trump's back. What's the story?
Well, Elon Musk promised to turn Twitter into a free speech platform, and this is the first sign of that, because although, he's been in charge for a few weeks now, there haven't actually been any big changes to the algorithm and things like that, although people claim, quite erroneously, that there's more harassment or whatever than there used to be. And he always promised that he was thinking about bringing back Trump. And it is worth taking a step back, how mad it was that Trump at the time was the sitting president of the United States, at the time the elected president of the United States, and he was banned from social media based on the decisions taken in the boardrooms of Silicon Valley tech firms. Now, that is an extraordinary sort of thumb on the scales of democracy. Whatever you think about Trump and his various rants, and they were, around that time, getting increasingly crazy, getting, bordering on sort of election denial. But surely it has to be up to the people to decide whether they want to listen to that, whether they agree with him.
And also there was a huge conversation about the type of people who were banned, because the Taliban still had a Twitter account, didn't they?
Yeah,
the Taliban were OK, but
the Taliban's still on Twitter. I think the Ayatollah of Iran is still very much on Twitter.
Well, they obviously went alphabetically.
Coughing fit there, and
TA was fine, but by the time they got down to TR, that was it. just over and out.
But it was outrageous. But there have been a lot of hissy fits about this. Been a lot of pearls being clutched. What's your take, Claire? I mean,
Trump back? I mean,
Trump,
as long as he doesn't get back into the White House, I think that's fine. Just have him on Twitter, just let him go. People have got a choice. They've got a free... They can follow him or not. They can block him. They can silence him on Twitter. I mean, people are so reactionary these days, and they're so, clutching, oh, my gosh, Trump's back. Who cares? What difference does it make?
Well, I think Liberals care a lot about this, because we are coming up to the him being put forward as a presidential... Well, he's put himself forward. He is going to run, and he will rely a lot on Twitter to get his message out. I think this is
I think the Republicans will rely more on him as a PR machine. But
look how
clearly,
that failed.
yes, exactly. And then people that don't have, they do have short memories. Will they forget, or won't they forget, the storming of the White House when Trump left? All the FBI files in Mar-a-Lago that were taken. I mean, the man is nuts. I mean, he's not functioning.
But it's interesting to see he hasn't actually tweeted anything yet.
Yeah.
So nothing has gone out. He's famously on Truth Social, like his own platform that he backs. Will he snub it? Will he say, no, I don't want to come back? Or is it just too much for him to resist? He's suggesting that he will snub it, but, I mean, it's such a huge method of communication that he would be foolish not to get back on it. And, it's, talking about his kind of, return to the presidential run. I mean, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that he was a kind of drag on Republicans in the midterms. So I would suspect he won't be as successful as he was in 2016 when he won the presidency. But maybe it would be good to have him on Twitter, because he's the best tweeter of all time, even if he wasn't a very good president.
Well, he gives you all a good laugh, doesn't he?
He is one of the funniest people on the planet.